Jamie, Boyd, congratulations. You guys are in the final round of this Christmas-themed competition. Now, we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon from history. The 1796 British Light Cavalry Sabre. The 1796 English light cavalry sword was first used by British dragoons in the Napoleonic Wars. Unlike the subtly bowed French cavalry sabers of the era, the English version had a deep curve whose width increased as it reached the tip. Although this design weakened the blade's thrusting capabilities, it made every slash heavier and more brutal. Designed to inflict maximum damage during large melees on the battlefield, the saber had the ability to remove heads and limbs with a single stroke. The light cavalry sword is the weapon of the traditional wooden Christmas nutcracker and can be seen at the iconic soldier's side in the latest film adaptation of the Tchaikovsky Nutcracker Ballet, The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. You'll have 4 days at your home forges in which to complete this challenge. At the end of those 4 days, you'll return and present your swords to our panel of expert judges. After they thoroughly tested your Christmas sabers, they'll declare one of you the Forge and Fire champion and give you a pretty nice gift.
We're in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and this is Vulcan Studios. I'm going to start with one chunk of 5160 spring steel, and I want to sandwich 2 hunks of leaf spring to create a sand-my billet. The goal today is to just get the sand-my billet put together and then stretch out the billet as much as I possibly can, so tomorrow I can really bring it home. And there it is. I officially burned my billet into 2 pieces, and I am definitely falling behind on the clock. I have to make a whole new billet. I'm stretching the billet, and I see a little seam that's starting to come apart, so I put the flux back on, I put it back in the fire. And I see this big crack up here. I wouldn't say first day wasted, but it's looking pretty close.
I'm happy to be back home here in northern New Mexico for Christmas. My overall plan right now is I'm doing a Damascus blade out of W2 and 15N20. I start drawing out my billet. Everything on the power hammer is working excellent. So with the time I have left, I'm gonna get it cut, stacked, and I'll weld it up tomorrow.
I started my day off with 70% of yesterday's billet. 3rd time's a charm. Just decided to take more leaf spring, put it on the outside of the billet to add a little bit more beef, and keep going with the sand mine. I want to stick. For whatever reason, I cannot get the metals to fuse. My small failures are compounding into catastrophes. It's do or die time. I have to start over again. I go in my junk pile and I find a nice 2-inch bar of tool steel. I'm very disappointed. I have to give up on my original sand mine construction, but I have to make something that I can actually finish. Forged out as far as I could go. I don't have enough material. I'm about 5 to 6 inches short. If I go any thinner, it's gonna be way too thin for the final piece. It's a real way to end day 2.
Morning of day 2, I got my steel all blocked up, ready to go. I think I see cracks. My last one cracked all the way down to about the center of that billet. There's no recovering from that. They're just junk. I have to start plan B. We're starting over. We're gonna go mono steel with the 5160. The plus side is my bar is drawn out a lot further than it was. I've lost half my day messing around with this Damascus, not to mention yesterday. We're just gonna go all out and move as fast as we can, see if we can catch up.
I was expecting to have a quenched sword blade by the end of yesterday. I don't even have the sword blade yet. My emergency plan is I'm taking 2 pieces of mild steel and making a sand my billet on the tang end of my carbon steel billet in order to be able to draw it out long enough. Man. I cannot believe this thing just cracked on me. I've used the technique before and it works, but I'm running out of time. I can't just mess around with something that's not gonna work. So I abandon it and I just grab a leaf spring. Pressure's really on. But I'm gonna finish. I'm either gonna turn something in that I can be proud of or I'm not showing up, and I'm showing up. I'm gonna finish the blade and I'm gonna go there and show them what I'm made of. Mama didn't raise no quitter.
Today, I need to finish up that handle and guard setup,
and I need to concentrate a lot on the blade. I mean, ultimately, this is a really light weapon. It needs to stay a light weapon. I do have a lot to get done in a short amount of time. But luckily, I have my own personal Will Willis here. So at some point today, I will get a countdown and let me know when all of this is done.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shut down because this function is over.
Good job, buddy.
All right. What lies ahead are 3 tests. There will be a strength test, a sharpness test, and up first, Doug is going to carve the roast beast. Doug?
Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. Keeping with this Christmas theme, I'm going to take your weapons and deliver some slashes and chops on this Christmas ham. Jamie, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right, Jamie. The first thing that I noticed is the extreme weight. Automatically, I can feel the stress on my hand. It wants to fall forward. Now let's talk about the blade. This is a chopper that gets work done in 3 chops. Your weapon, sir, will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Boyd, were you naughty or nice? Because it's your turn.
I don't know. We'll see.
This proves that a light, sharp blade is just as deadly as a heavier sword. Overall, sir, your nutcracker saber will kill. Thanks.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test. Now, to test the strength of your sabers, I will be chopping into this ice block. Jamie, you're up first. You ready?
I am.
The biggest issue I have with your blade is its weight. But for this test, it's a strong blade. It held up, so good job.
Thank you.
All right, Boyd, you ready?
I don't know.
Your blade's still sharp. It still has a perfect edge. Didn't take any damage that way. But we did pick up a bit of a warp towards the tip. I mean, it's definitely an issue. It's not so far out that it wouldn't cut. Everything else is still tight and together. Good job.
Yes, sir. All right, bladesmiths, now it's time to find out if there's any edge left in your weapon. This is the sharpness test, the Christmas tree trim. To find out how sharp your edges are, I will trim this tree in the Marcaida family Christmas tree tradition. Jamie, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
Trim away.
It is a little bit on the obtuse side, and it's still heavy. But on every stroke, I'm able to trim this tree. Overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Boyd, it's your turn. Are you ready to do some Christmas tree trimming?
You bet.
All right. Your edge is sharp, and the weight that you have for this, I didn't have to reset for every cut that I did. I just go up, and cut. Overall, sir, it'll cut. Thanks.
All right, gentlemen, the judges and I have had a quick conference, and they've made their final determination about which of you is the Forge and Fire champion and who has to leave the Forge. The bladesmith leaving the Forge is Jamie. Now, unfortunately, Jamie, your blade did not make the cut. That's because it's very heavy. and unwieldy, and for that reason, I have to ask you to please leave the forge. Boyd, congratulations. You are the Forged and Fire champion, and that is the title that comes with a check for $10,000. Merry Christmas, my friend. Got anything to say to the world?
Merry Christmas.
All right, my friend, come on over and shake our hand.
I'm really happy the way that the sword turned out. I was a little nervous when I saw it take that bend, but I couldn't ask for a better performance out of it. $10,000 is a great Christmas gift to me. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. My son will be off the walls probably for the next month and a half.